what I love about it is that it allows me to do storytelling from my perspective and from the perspective of many folks out there who live bilingual lives. Me having a bilingual podcast means having the same two languages in the same RSS feed. So having English and Spanish in both of them in the same RSS feed. So that's what bilingual podcast means to me. That has different meanings to a lot of people and a lot of different podcast creators. But what I love about it is that it allows me to do storytelling from my perspective and from the perspective of many folks out there who live bilingual lives. And so I'll do an episode in English completely and I'll do an episode completely in Espanol. But I'll also throw in little things here and there where sometimes I do use Spanish during an English-speaking episode when I'm talking to someone who's also, like myself, living a bilingual life. One thing that's been very frustrating for me as a podcast producer and creator is that there isn't a way to actually highlight these bilingual podcasts. I recently wrote a piece about bilingual podcasts that are independent and are out there for people to consume, but they're not necessarily coming up in the feeds as bilingual podcasts. And I had a really difficult time finding these podcasts because there's no easy way to search for them. Like I can't just type in bilingual podcast into an Apple podcast search or a Google podcast search and they'll just come up. I have to actually actively search for them on Google and see if maybe their websites are picking up the words bilingual podcast. And then that's how I ended up finding some of the shows that I found. But in reality, like as a listener, the listener experience, finding a bilingual podcast has been pretty challenging. And I think it's still going to be challenging until they allow two languages to be chosen as a designated language inside the RSS feed.